Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Money Matters, because I believe, and I'm sure you do, that money does matter. Now, it's never about the money, it's about the choices that money gives you. What's the main thing that gives you a choice over money? Well, I'm going to say two things: knowledge and mindset. It's all to do with your neck-top computer. That is the thing that you need to give the correct information so that you can get the best bang for your buck, the best amount of car, in this case, we're going to talk about cars this week, for your money. So, question. This is a brand spanking new Audi Q7. I just literally picked it up like an hour and a half ago. The wonderful Josh took me down there and we're doing this video together. This vehicle is obviously a nice car and I got it for a 43% discount. So watch on if you want to learn how to get a 43% discount. Now, first thing you might notice about it is actually a left-hand drive car. Why have you bought yourself a left-hand drive car? Well, this one eventually we will keep in France at our house down there. So we wanted a vehicle, left-hand drive, nice and comfy, big, so we can take, like, you know, loads of stuff backwards and forwards to France with us, because this one is a proper 7-seat vehicle. But what I really want to focus on is how we managed to get a 43% discount off the list price of this car. We're just about to leave for France, and this house is going to get a total refurb on it. So 60-day challenge, different set of videos, but I think you're going to enjoy it. The main house is going to be completely ripped out, kitchens replaced, bathrooms ripped. In fact, we're creating 2 extra bathrooms. So there's a lot of work going to be done in that house while we're away. You have to excuse me, the drive's a bit crowded. We've got a big skip through there. In fact, let's go and have a look at the skip first. So, proper, full-on 14 cubic yard skip. That's a big one. Most skips will be 6 or 8 cubic meters, well, domestic skips, but this is a big one. We've cleared out our double garages over there, so you can see various building materials are getting put in there. But as I say, different subject for a different day. But this is why our cars are a bit cramped up the front of the drive. So if you've watched the videos before, I think you've seen this one. This is our Maserati, that's the Levante. If you're interested in getting really good deals on cars, then maybe check out the video I did on the Levante. It's the oldest one, but I've got to say it's still my favourite one as a driver's car. That's my C63, it's a C-Class coupe, so that's about 500 horsepower. I've done 1 or 2 videos on that as well. So these are our 2 family cars, listen to me. So I've got a 500 horsepower Merc over here and a 350 horsepower Maserati Levante. It's actually got a Ferrari engine in it. What have you bought that one for, Paul? Well, come on, let's have a look around it, shall we? I bought it from a dealer called De Klerk in Ghent. Okay, so Belgium. Why? Well, I got a quote for this exact model. I'll show you the inside in a minute. The reason we wanted it was so we could take our 2 younger children plus some of our older children. Now, frankly, you know, as many people as we can get in, plus a good amount of luggage space. This particular car in France, this exact model, I was quoted 126,000 euros. Now, you may or may not know this, but France is one of the most expensive countries in Europe to buy vehicles in. So in theory, it's a common market, a European Union, only it's not, especially when it comes to things like cars and houses. So I actually used my previous knowledge. Many years ago now, I used to work for Ford's, and the place in Europe that I would always go, well, I did just go to buy a car like this, is Belgium. Why? Most of the major manufacturers, if they're trying to hit a quota, or they maybe got a sales target for the month or the year or whatever, they'll just produce a few extra vehicles, well, a few, can be a lot actually, and ping them into Belgium. So Belgium, conversely to France, is one of the cheapest places in Europe to buy a car. So here's the first thing, and then I'll show you around. Here it is. So I bought this from De Klerk Auto Group, and you can see there that instead of 126,000 euros, the price for this is 87,995 euros. Well, that's great, Paul, but that's not 43% discount. I thought you said it was 43%. So if you check out the numbers, that isn't actually a 43% discount. So this is a 2-stage process. So stage number 1, get a quote for a vehicle that you really like, and in my case, from Belgium. So that's stage number 1. So instead of 126, it's now all bar €5, 88,000. It's exactly the same spec. So let's have a go and have a look inside and see what level of spec it's got. It's a 3 litre diesel because I want it for up and down to France and whatever else. So I'm still learning the car. I've had it for an hour and a half. It's still talking to me in Belgian at the moment, so I can't pretend I understand everything it's saying. But this is the first vehicle I've ever had with a head-up display. And I've just driven it back from Castle Donington, and really good quality cruise control. It's got cruise control, it's got lane control, it's adaptive, so you just set the cruise control, it keeps you, I mean, please keep your hand on the steering wheel, but basically it drives you, so it follows the lane, so it's turning left, it's turning right, you tell it what speed you want, and it then maintains a safe distance to the vehicle in front. So I had lorries pulling out on me, I had all sorts of things, and it was just braking, accelerating, steering left, right, so really good. I love the head-up display. I also love, on this one, I love the reversing cameras. It's giving you this 3D image. I mean, these are camera generated images, because we've actually got laurel hedges each side of us. See, I need to fix the language here. Yeah, I will get around to that sometime today. But it's got really nice technology. I've never had an Audi before. It's a really nice car. I love the stitching on it. I love this massive sunroof. It is enormous. So if I just open it for you, it just goes back and back and back and back. Look at the size of the thing. It's not far off a convertible when you've got the sunroof open. Everything about this car is just quality. Dead straightforward. Instead of 126,000, we got this exactly the same car, just from Belgium, not France, for 87,995 euros. What I then did is I lifted the phone to the biggest car importer in the whole of the UK. Bet you can't guess what they're called. Have a little think about this. They're actually called mycarimport.co.uk. You never would have guessed that, would you? Me and Josh were just down there, and check out these pictures. There's Rolls Royces, there's Ferraris, there's all sorts of things. Which one was your favourite car, Josh, from what you saw down there?
The Rolls Royce.
You like the Roller?
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. Not my favourite, but not bad. I did like them American muscle cars. They were nice.
They were, yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots and lots of nice cars, and we were talking to Jack from My Car Import. He owns it with his dad. I didn't actually count or ask, but there was quite a few staff. There was like a big car park and everything, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And we said to him, how many car imports a month do you deal with? And he shocked me. He said 250. But that's from a paperwork point of view. How many physical car imports do you deal with? And it's still a lot. It's 150. So per working day, if it was 200, and you say 20 working days in a month, that's like 10 a day. So he's basically doing on average, he's doing 7 or 8 cars per working day. And that's good. Now, you might be thinking, well, how much does it cost to get a car imported? So to be clear, he picked it up, well, he didn't, his company picked it up from the main dealer up in Belgium there, stuck it on a ship, brought it across, transported it up to Castle Donington, did a load of tests on it, things you have to do when you import a car, dealt with all the paperwork. I didn't lift a pencil, right through to put the number plates on the car, everything. And the total bill for the whole thing, I can't remember the exact figure, but it was less than £2,500. I think it was 2,300 and something like that. But here's where the next really cool thing kicks in, because the entity that bought it, Touchstone Education LLP, is VAT registered. I actually said to Björn, it was the dealer guy that I bought it from in Belgium, I said to him, how much is VAT over there? And he said, well, it's 21%. I said, okay. And they call it BTW. I don't know if you can see that, but BTW, so code 4, so there's VAT, or the Belgian equivalent of VAT, whatever that's called, on it, and it's at 21%, which is 15,000 euros. So I said, well, it's a VAT registered company, so I can reclaim that. And he said, well, okay, yes, we've done that before with foreign customers. You'll need to pay that VAT, and when you can produce an invoice from customs, UK customs, to prove that you've paid UK VAT, then we'll give you that back. So instead of the 87,000, the net price, look at this, by the time we got that refunded, 72,723. Now, if my calculator was correct, if you take 72,723, divide it by the 126,000 that the French guys were trying to charge us, it's a 43% discount, or actually it's close to 42% discount. But if we do it in money instead, 53,000 euros saved on this one vehicle, which is not bad, is it? So how much VAT did I have to pay when I brought it through and Jack from My Car Import imported it? Well, that's a pretty easy number to remember. Nothing. There was no VAT due because we're a VAT registered company. And then first year road tax on a beast like this is a couple of grand. But again, using specialist import techniques, what my car import are able to do is reduce that to 150 quid, which is more or less, I mean, I know it's not quite, but that's virtually paying for the cost of the whole import. So I don't know if you like the idea of importing cars, saving money, whatever it is, because what I believe is that we as citizens, we've got the duty to pay the tax that's due, but we've also got the responsibility to our family, to our loved ones, to make sure we understand the rules so that we don't end up paying too much tax. So exactly the right amount, not too much, not too little. Now, if I'd have just bought this car in France, nobody would have appeared on my left-hand side. So, oh, before you'd make that bank transfer, Paul, there's a way in which you can save, what was it? 53,000 euros. Nobody would have told me that. How long would it take you to earn 53,000 euros? You know, these are the sorts of questions that I believe money matters. Money really does matter. Now, again, I can't emphasize enough. It's not about the money, it's about the choices that money gives you. So an extra 53,000 euros saving, having a car like this, you know, it doesn't just apply to luxury cars like this, it applies to any vehicle. Okay, I've imported a left-hand drive, I could have imported a right-hand drive. And eventually, when it's easier to travel and whatever, this one will live in France, we'll export it to France, that's a whole separate process. French plates on it, it will live in France, and then we'll just shuttle backwards and forwards to our house on the Riviera, through Nice airport, you know, just over a 2-hour flight, happy days, and this one will live down there. So I hope you found this edition of Money Matters useful, because a lot of you out there do like cars. And check out my previous videos on the Merc and on the Maserati if you want to learn about that sort of stuff, LLPs, limited liability partnerships, and how they go like that with properties and property companies. I'm going to suggest you come and spend 2 days with us at Well Through Property. There'll be a link to it just below this video, and we do it twice a month. Hang on, Paul, I thought you just said you're going out to France for 2 months. Well, I am. I do it from there as well. So I'm past the point where I have to work, really. So I do 2 Well Through Properties a month, which is 4 days a month. What else do I do? I don't know, a couple of days board meetings. I probably work in that sense 7 or 8 days a month maybe, and I get to spend my days doing whatever I want. It's just, if you want that kind of lifestyle where you just do whatever you want, and you've got plenty of money coming in from your properties, hit the link, get yourself a place on our 2-day Well Through Property, and come and spend 2 days with us. As always, you've been wonderful. I've been Paul. Me and Josh. We'll see you next time.